Hello YouTube, welcome to another edition of Cupcakes Comic Reviews with me, your friend Lohit. And today we'll do a new comic book day haul of all the books that I got today from my comic book shop. And yeah, we have some DC, we've got some Marvel, we've got some Image Comics, we've got some Dynamite, we've got everything. So let's go round and round because love will find a way if you just give it time. I had to squeeze that in because it is a song by the band Rat, and somehow I'm wearing the t-shirt, so you know the drill by now. So alright, let's get on with the reviews. Okay, alright guys, let's start with the review. And the first book we have today is a black label book, a DC black label book, which means it's not in continuity or anything. But the interesting thing is this is created by W. Maxwell Prince and Martin Morazzo, who are basically known for their ultimate creation, which is Ice Cream Man. So the creative team from Ice Cream Man is doing a Superman book in their Ice Cream Man style. I mean, this is awesome. This is amazing. If you haven't checked out Ice Cream Man, it's like horror anthologies, like single issues in horror anthologies, with the Ice Cream Man being like a common thread across all the books. So, but this is their take on Superman, and I think, so from what I know from the solicitations for this book is that, so Superman finds like different colored kryptonites, and he and Batman are experimenting on like, what version, so he himself volunteers for this experiment. So he is basically is a guinea pig, and they're trying all these variants of kryptonite, like purple kryptonite, gold kryptonite, and see what it does to him. So as we know already, like the green kryptonite kind of weakens him, the red kryptonite kind of like, takes away his powers and makes him go ballistic. So on and so forth, right? So they're experimenting, and that's what the book is about. This is, first of all, it's W. Maxwell Prince. So, I definitely have to check it out. And secondly, it's a Superman book, man. So why the hell not? It's a Superman black label book. So yeah, and the artwork is awesome. There you could see like, that's Batman and Superman. They're experimenting. So this is very Martin Morazzo art style. So I they didn't change it. That's amazing. So it's original Ice Cream Man art style, and with Superman experimenting with all these different forms of kryptonite. So yeah, sounds really cool. Sounds really amazing. The plot is like, I was like totally a sucker for W. Maxwell Prince and Martin Morazzo anyway, but them doing this whole plot with Superman and the kryptonite spectrum, that is amazing, and it's never been done before. So yeah, DC Black Label. I don't think this is a single issue. I think it's like at least 3 to 4 issues. Like mostly this says book 1, so that means there are multiple books after this. So hopefully 3 or 4. I'll collect all of them and I'll report back. But yeah, eager to read this. All right, that's the only DC book we had today. Let's jump into Marvel. So with Marvel, we have a banger, Predator Kills the Marvel Universe. So this is a book where Marvel is experimenting with the Predator. So they're doing the Predator, the story of Predator. That's written by Ed Brisson mostly. But at the same time, they've given Benjamin Percy the reins to Predator versus other Marvel characters. So they had a Predator versus Wolverine, which is the first one, which was pretty okay. Then they did Predator versus Black Panther, which was the second one. And then they did probably the best one of them was Predator versus Spider-Man, which was like a 3-issue mini. I read that on digital, but I really liked it, and that's why I wanted to dive into this. This is Predator Kills the Marvel Universe. So Marcelo Ferreira and Benjamin Percy. So Benjamin Percy, I think the best thing he's ever done, in my opinion, is his Ghost Rider run from last couple of years. That's really, really awesome and really, really nice. So yeah, that's why, and I loved the Predator versus Spider-Man because that was a horror book. So what I understand from the solicitations for this is that this is a continuation of all of those books. So, but again, it's not 100% recommended reading that you would be completely lost. I think, and you start off with Guardians of the Galaxy because Predators and space, I guess. So, but everything that happens in those other books I mentioned somehow has threads, or seeds sown in for this story. So yeah, and it's a bunch of Predators killing the Marvel Universe. So this is also most 100% this is out of continuity. So I can't wait to see Predators like ripping off the entire Marvel Universe. So yeah, and they give you like a blurb So they'll catch you up. So you don't need to read everything. You can just jump right in, dive right into this, and look at that, man. Weapon X Predator. That is awesome. That is amazing. So yeah. So without giving too many spoilers away, but then and this Craven the Hunter 2 in this one. Yeah, Predator versus Marvel. Predator kills the Marvel universe, not versus. They actually kill the Marvel universe. Yeah, curious to check this out. And then yeah, Predator Badlands, man. So Dan Trachtenberg is doing a phenomenal job on the Predator movies. If you haven't seen Prey or if you haven't seen Killer of Killers, you should totally check them out on Disney Plus and Hulu. And this one is the next one in the franchise. I can't wait for November 7th. So yeah, Predator Badlands is going to be amazing. So everything, there's a resurgence of Alien and Predator, and they're like my all-time favorite franchises. So Alien Earth has been awesome, and then it's cool to see like both these franchises getting a lot of love from a studio like Disney. So we're more known for like their the cutesy stuff, but they are doing an amazing job at horror, and sci-fi. So not only just the Alien and the Predator franchise, but they did a good job with the Omen movie. They did a good job with the Hellraiser movie too. So yeah, those are my jams, man. That's what I want, like 20th Century Fox and this Disney banner to do. Like, give me all these like hardcore R-rated science fiction and horror movies, man. So yeah, that's Predator Kills the Marvel Universe. That's our second book. Then you've got a pure cover buy, which is basically Magic. So I love like two of these Magic-based characters from DC and Marvel. Like I have a lot of love for Ilyana Rasputin, that is Magic, of course, and I have a lot of love for Zatanna. So if they ever put out like a Zatanna book or a Magic book, at least I make it a point to check them out. The story of this is so-so, and it's basically Magic goes to like she goes to Tokyo and she meets this other dude who's also into magic, and then there is this entity called Liminal, who's basically this ancient magical entity who's trapped her in his own dimension, and he overtakes the soul of this other guy she's friends with. So yeah, so things happen. It's okay. It's not like the best story in the world, but again, it's not the worst either. So so if you're a Magic fan, I think you should check it out. She doesn't get a lot of solo arcs or stories, so whenever she does, I make it a point that I check it out. So again, so this is written by Ashley Allen, and then the artist is Matt Horak. So again, story is okay. It's not bad. I wish they would do more with Magic, but then yeah, you take what you get at this point. But this is a J. Scott Campbell cover, and that's the reason why I bought it. So that's the second Marvel book for you. That is, Magic. Okay, let's jump on to Image Comics. All right, with Image Comics, you have Transformers, More Than Meets the Eye. Transformers, Robots in Disguise. So yeah, that's this is the penultimate issue of Daniel Warren Johnson's run, and they are building this up. So there's going to be like huge action-packed events. Megatron is Megatron, Starscream is getting his ass slapped, and then and Optimus is Optimus, the beacon of hope, as always, right? So yeah, indeed, man. So queue up the Linkin Park and read your penultimate issue. So with Ultra Magnus, with Optimus, with Elita 1, with RC, all your favorite Autobots and your favorite Decepticons, man. So this is the final showdown. Charge, baby! So yeah, if you want this amazing artwork by Daniel Warren Johnson, one last time. Actually, the art is Jorge Corona in this case, but DWJ is still doing the story. So yeah, this has been an amazing set of like 24 issues. Probably some of the best 24 issues in the last couple of years, like, which have been like, all the issues have been banger after banger after banger. And I care about the Transformers. I also care about the human characters, which has never happened to me in any format of Transformers. So yeah, Robert Kirkman and crew, the Energon Universe crew, man, they have done an exciting and fantastic job. So Transformers issue 23 is our next book. And from Image, we have another book. We have Deadly Tales of Gunslinger. So I've said this time and again This is the 3.99 book, which gives you a cardstock variant cover, a cardstock cover. So yeah, so Marvel and DC charge like 5.99 and 6.99. Never understood it, but but yeah, and this has got an amazing story by Jim Palmiotti, and Patrick Reynolds does the art, and his art is amazing. So the basic concept of this book right now, it was supposed to be a 4-issue mini, but because of the sales, they extended it. So now it's on issue 8. And the story where it is right now is Gunslinger is in his cowboy era, when he's been like Gunslinger for less than a year. And then he goes on his adventures, his first adventures. He meets this First Nations girl whose family he had a hand in murdering, and she initially tries to kill him, but now they form a pact against a common enemy, and they go fighting. So now they've joined hands. But the beauty of this book is the Patrick Reynolds art and the Jimmy Palmiotti storytelling, and it's all, if you like your cowboys and Indians, then this is the book for you. And again, cardstock cover, man, look at that, amazing detailed artwork, and look at that. So yeah, totally awesome. Deadly Tales of Gunslinger Spawn, really awesome book. So total recommendation from me. All right, let's jump on to Dynamite. Dynamite, we have Space Ghost. So this says issue 1, but it's the same team, David Pepose and Jonathan Lau, who do the artwork. But then they renumbered the issue. I think it's because it's beginning a new arc and a new era. So there have been like 13 issues before this by the same creative team, and those have been like really good. So you basically have Space Ghost fighting his entire roster of villains in that one, and this is the start of a new story. So if you're a new reader, you can jump in. If you've never read a Space Ghost book, I think this is a jumping on point. And yeah, so it's got Jan and Jace and Blip and Space Ghost doing space adventures, and and trying to bring new readers in. So I appreciate that. So this is Space Ghost by David Pepose. And speaking of David Pepose, we have the next book. The next book is Captain Planet. He's a hero, gonna take pollution down to zero. La 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 la. So okay, so all the songs, I probably know all the songs here. So anyway, so also another thing that I watched in the 90s was Captain Planet. So this is also by David Pepose. He's also doing Speed Racer, which is another cartoon I used to like watch in the 90s. So he's doing everything I like personally, like from the 90s, and he's adapting it into very awesome comics, man. And so yeah, so this is the third issue of Captain Planet. It's been delayed quite a bit, but here all the Planeteers have joined with their forces of earth, fire, wind, water, heart. By your powers combined, I am Captain Planet. And they form him for the first time. They meet for the first time, and they form him for the first time, and he's taking out a bunch of bad guys as usual. So yeah, so the Planeteers and Captain Planet. What's not to like here, man? So yeah, this is 90s goodness. He's fighting the forces of loot and plunder. So yeah, this is Captain Planet. Awesome. And then the last but not the least, we have Conan the Barbarian from Titan Comics. And this is again by Jim Zub, and the art is by Doug Nino. So they've got 3 or 4 artists now, and their art is sublime. But yeah, this is the ongoing Conan series from Jim Zub. All these 23 issues have been bangers, according to me, in my opinion. And then yeah, this continues his story, Conan's story, where he meets Zula, who comes back to his life, the shape-changing Zula. And then they are on an adventure, of course, in a dark village where they're welcomed, and initially everything sounds like it's a nice village or it's a nice place, but then obviously they drug everybody and all Conan's friends, and then Conan is left by himself to defend against the evils from that village, as always. So yeah, so this is brings back memories of old school Savage Sword of Conan. And this is Aether Bast. So she was in one of those Savage Sword issues, and I'm so glad that Jim Zub brought her back, because this is a deep cut. So if you haven't read Savage Sword, not 98% of the people who watch this would have no clue who Aether Bast is, but I do, because I read Savage Sword of Conan. I've been reading Savage Sword of Conan for the last 20 years of my life. So so yeah, it's and she's a demon magical emperor from Kitai, from the region of Kitai. So yeah, so which is basically in the Hyborian age, kind of like China and Japan mixed into one. So yeah, so again, great artwork, great sword and sorcery book, Conan the Barbarian. And there is Battle of the Blackstone action figure. There you go, limited edition figure. So yeah, totally gonna buy that. So yeah, that's Conan the Barbarian for you. And other than this, I picked up some back issues because I bought like the first issue of Bug Wars, but now and then I just for some reason I didn't, it got dropped from my pull, so I bought issue 2, issue 3, issue 4, and issue 5 of Bug Wars. So again, and and issue 6 of Bug Wars too. So Bug Wars is basically Honey, I Shrunk the Kids meets like Game of Thrones, which Jason Aaron and artist Mahmoud Asrar do. So it's about a story about like this guy who and his brother and his mom move into this new house, and basically what happens is he finds this magical amulet which turns him which shrinks him, and he's basically able to talk to bugs and all, and he's a bug lover, but his brother is a bug hater, like completely anti-bugs. And the idea is that now there are all these insect factions like roaches and beetles and all, and they're fighting against each other, but they unite against a common enemy, and that's the brother, because he kills the insects. And then this guy is now in the middle of the bugs and saving his brother. So again, awesome stuff. The trade paperback for this drops on October 21st, and that's going to be like $20. So I would say that if you're not a single issue collector or a single issue reader, get the trade, read the trade. This thing is totally worth it. The artwork is banger, is bonkers, so yeah, Bug Wars by Jason Aaron and Mahmoud Asrar, totally worth it. And that's basically it for the review. Thank you for checking out the video. If you have any questions on these comics or any other comics, just drop to me in the comments. I'll try to answer all of them, and yeah, if you want to like the video, then like the video. That will be a great help to the channel, and yeah, take care of yourselves. And yeah, go listen to some Rat, because Rat is amazing. Invasion of Privacy is a great album. You start the first track and you will be hooked. That's a guarantee. All right, guys, catch you in the next one. Bye.